Position, number 28. Left fielder, Brendan Regan. The first baseman, number 21, Mike Powers. Number 13, Charlie Duran, the catcher. Number 12, Benny Ellis, shortstop. Colin Tracy's in center field at 18. And on the bump, number 11, Boudreaux. And now for post 81 Greenfield, the home team. Bodie Burke, number 8, pitching. Number 3, Cody Yetter, center fielder. Number 11, first baseman, Nick Parasol. Number 25, the catcher, Thad Loud. Number 6, the shortstop, George Gutierrez. Number 21, Colton Kingsbury, third baseman. Casey Burke is number 9, and he's playing left field. Paxton Phelps is number 12. And Bryce Zanger is number 9, or number 2, and he's playing right field. We'd like to welcome the color guard from post 75. We now ask you to rise, if you're able, face the American flag for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, Post 75. And now, for the final time tonight, let's play baseball.
Hello, Legion baseball sports fans from Franklin and beyond. We are here at the host school, Franklin High School, for a very special baseball state tournament. The Massachusetts Junior Legion State Tournament for 2026 that this year is being hosted by Franklin, Mass. Specifically Legion Post 75. And with Franklin being the away game today, they are the home team is going to be Greenfield Post 81 Junior. So Franklin with a number of, or at least quite a few boys from the high school baseball team. Couple of familiar names on here. Definitely have Jake Sidwell, Silas Chin, Jacoby Brown, and a few others. So this will not be your standard run-of-the-mill high school baseball game today. And we thank you viewers at home for tuning into this match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. So Franklin is being sponsored by the Franklin Post 75 Edwell L. Grant branch. And their junior team is ages 17 and under. So class 6 base school is at Franklin High School. And Greenfield, for their part, as was stated before, Greenfield Post 81 Junior from Greenfield, Mass. They are class number 3, with their base school being Greenfield High School.
The designated hitter, number 16, Jacoby Brown.
So Franklin up at bat here. This is number 16, Jacoby Brown. That's in the first strike. Second pitch coming up. That's in the dirt, ball one. The third pitch to Jacoby Brown. He gets a piece of that. He's going to hit it foul. It's actually very, very quiet here at Franklin High School. That last pitch is going to be a swing and a miss, so that's going to be a strikeout. for Jacoby Brown. So 1 out for the Panthers.
Number 9, third baseman, Ben Scullin.
Number 9, Ben Scullin up at bat now for the Panthers. First pitch. That's going to be just outside for a ball. Second pitch. That's going to be called strike. Third pitch. That's going to be in the dirt, so ball 2. So number 8 for Greenfield, Matthew Burke, trying to get this out taken care of. That one's close, but ball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Scullin. Payoff pitch, he gets a grounder on that one.
Second baseman, number 5,
So
Herndon.
So Scullin makes it on base. And up next is going to be number 5, Ethan Herndon. A right-hander for Burke as he handles the first pitch. That one's going to be just low, ball 1. Nice quiet night out here at Franklin High School. Not going to complain about the weather. As Burke checks in on Scullin. Scullin not that far off the base, but Burke wanted to check in on him anyway. Second pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. So Burke's still looking for a way out here. He's keeping an eye on first. Still keeping an eye on first, Burke. And finally the pitch. That one's going to be very close, but a stolen base. Scullin just took off with that one. And Greenfield's catcher was ready to pounce on that, but Scullin was just fast. And a ground ball here. And they're able to get the out at first. So 2 down. 2 down, but Scullin manages to advance to third.
Right fielder, number 17, Silas Chin.
Number 19, Silas Chin up at bat now. That one's in there for strike 1. And Scullin daring to run off third base there. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Burke hoping to get out of the this half inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side.
And we head to the bottom of the first, 0-0.
So scoreless game. Greenfield able to keep Franklin at bay as they do leave one player stranded who was threatening to run right into home plate had he had the opportunity, but Greenfield is going to stop him at third. So now we are going to go into the bottom of the second inning. Greenfield having their first at-bat. And Franklin is going to be having number 11, Levin Boudreau, starting off the pitching for post 75 here. And from what members of the Franklin Legion group were telling me prior to this weekend is that the Franklin team has been doing incredible this summer. So even though they are the away team today, very much looking forward to seeing what they can do here. As Boudreau continues to get warmed up. At this point, you could not have asked for a better evening for youth baseball here in town. For those of you watching this game that are Franklin-based, you'll probably remember that Dick Hines, who is a member of the Legion, was telling me that one of their previous games got rained down on very, very hard, but they managed to pull on through. So the first pitch here, that's going to be strike one. Second pitch, that's going to be high, so ball one. This is number 9, Casey Burke. Third pitch, that one's going to be hit foul, so 2 strikes. 2 strikes and a ball. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that's going to be called ball. Look very close, but and now the 2-2 pitch from Boudreau. He gets a piece of that one. Franklin is ready, but they cannot get the tag. He did have to take off his foot due to the direction of the throw, and tried to get the tag, but couldn't do it. So Burke is safe at first.
Number 3, Cody Yetter, center fielder.
So up next we have number 3, Cody Yetter for Greenfield, as he has a runner on base to work with. First pitch from Boudreau. Greenfield able to get a stolen base out of that. And not too long after he just got on to first. So Greenfield making fast time here. Boudreau keeping an eye on him. And Greenfield making another play. This time for third, and he is safe. So Greenfield not wasting any time trying to get a runner to home plate here to make the first run of the game. That one's going to be inside, but Franklin able to handle it. So that's going to be ball 2. 2-1 to Yetter. Boudreaux checking third base really carefully. Franklin was hoping that they would get an easy tag right there, but no avail. So Boudreaux is going to keep a very sharp eye on third base here. That one's going to be bunted away. Yetter trying to come up with an easy play to get Burke into home. But unfortunately for Yetter, it's going to just go backwards and hit the fence. So 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That's in there for strike 3.
First baseman, number 11.
So Greenfield
Nick
now down 1 out.
Parasol.
Number 11, Nick Parasol up at bat. That first pitch is going to be a little high, so ball 1. Second pitch from Boudreaux. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the payoff pitch. Ooh, that's going to hit him right in the back of the knee. An unfortunate turn of events there. Because Franklin was a pitch away
Number
from possibly
25.
getting a second strikeout, but
Loud.
that does not
Catcher.
work out for them. So up next is number 25, Thaddeus Loud. Boudreaux keeping an eye on first base. He has runners on both first and third, which is exactly what Loud has to work with here. That pitch is going to get away from him, and that's going to result in an easy first run for Greenfield. So Greenfield takes a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. In addition to that, they also the runner that they had on first advances to second. And Boudreaux has to step off the mound for a second there. Wasn't really too thrilled about that pitch. So he tries to go for another one. That one's going to be high. Ball 2. Oh, ball 3, my bad. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out for Greenfield. And the Panthers are trying to get out of this half inning with as minimal damage as they can. Greenfield already has 1 run. And Greenfield just lets that pitch go by looking. Doesn't even swing at it, but probably didn't think there was much to swing at. Results in a strike. That's going to be close, but that's going to be ball 4. So runners on first and second.
Shortstop, number 6.
Greenfield with
George
with
Gutierrez.
1 run down. Number 6, George Gutierrez up at bat now.
A reminder, there is a humongous amount of food at the snack stand. There is Chick-fil-A, there is pizza, there's popcorn, there are candy. I imagine there's some sort of gummy treats and sodas and water and everything like that. You should go make your way there and grab yourself a little something to eat.
So the Panthers trying to get themselves settled down a little bit here. First pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Second pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Third pitch. Hits that one foul. And I heard where it landed, but I couldn't tell you where. So 0-2 to Gutierrez. And that one's going to be a base hit. It's going to go into shallow infield. Greenfield pushes it, and they get the second run. And unfortunately for Franklin, they cannot handle the ball when it gets to the plate, so that allows Greenfield to advance. Greenfield to advance
Number 21,
onto third base.
Holt Kingsbury.
So Greenfield with runners on second and third. Two runs. First pitch here. Check swing, strike 1. Second pitch. That one's in the dirt. This is number 21, Colton Kingsbury. Third pitch, that one's going to be in the dirt as well. Ball 2. 2-1 to Kingsbury. And again, at this point, Franklin just trying to get out of this half inning. Third pitch. That one's going to be swing and a miss. So 2-2. Payoff pitch. Ooh, that's in there for strike 3. So that's going to be a second strikeout for Franklin. We still need one more to get out of this half inning.
Number 9, left fielder, Casey Burke.
Number 9, Casey Burke up at bat now. And I believe Burke started off the bottom of this half inning for Greenfield. He was definitely one of the first players, I believe, to be up at bat. Second pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be strike 2. So 1-2 to Burke. 2 outs for Greenfield. And Boudreaux get the final pitch. Ooh, unfortunately for him, that's going to go inside and almost grazes Burke's shoulder. He had to duck out of the way for that one. The 2-2 pitch. Gets a piece of that one, hits it foul. So again, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff pitch. That one's going to be high. Ball 3. Full count now to Burke. Can Boudreaux get the final strike? He gets it.
Post
It's
81
a little bit
comes up
low
with
for
2.
Burke's taste,
We
but
head to the
he
second
does.
inning,
But
2-0.
Boudreaux does wind up getting the strikeout, and that is going to retire the side for Greenfield, but not before Greenfield puts 2 runs on the board, making it 2-0 for the home team against the visiting visiting Franklin Post 75. So the way that this winners bracket has been going throughout the course of this day, started off with a game 1 at 10 o'clock between Lowell and Plymouth. A game 2 at 1 p.m. between Braintree and West Springfield. A third game at 4:30 between Fall River and Beverly. And then this 4th and final game of the evening at 7:30 between Franklin and Greenfield. And the winner of this game will play against the winner of Fall River and Beverly, which is the game that played prior to this matchup. So this tournament will be going up until 7 p.m. it looks like on Wednesday evening. Today being day 1, Wednesday being day 5, and day 5 will feature both the semifinal matchup at 4 p.m. and then the championship round at 7 p.m., which we will be there for. We being Franklin TV, Franklin being the host town.
Number 28, left fielder, Brennan Regan.
Number 28, Brennan Regan up at bat for post 75 as Greenfield delivers the first pitch. That was low, so ball 1. Second pitch. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. And Matthew Burke not wasting too much time on the pitcher's mound here today. Ooh, that's going to be a swing and a miss. So 1 out for Franklin. Top of the second inning. Up next is going to be number 21, Michael Powers.
First baseman, Mike Powers.
First pitch. That one's going to be low, almost in the dirt, so ball 1. Second pitch. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. Follow-up pitch from Burke. That one's in there for strike 2. These catches look like they're coming up a little bit low, but that's just my point of view. That one's going to be high, so ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 Powers. Gets a piece of that one. That's going to be hit foul. And the payoff pitch. Gonna hit that into center field. That'll be a base hit. 4 Powers.
Catcher number 13.
Unfortunately, he's going to be held to
Charlie
1, but I'm sure he's glad that he at least has a base hit. So Burke ready for the first pitch here. That one's going to be in the dirt. And Powers doesn't even consider running that one. Burke keeping an eye on Powers. Delivers the pitch, and it's going to be low in the dirt, so ball 2. So 2-0 here. Franklin with 1 out. But a runner on base. That one's going to be high, so ball 3. So post 75 doing a really good job of fighting this this at bat off here. That's going to be strike 1. 3 balls on a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Charlie Danduran, who had been doing a really good job of holding off the pitches, keeping them balls until up until the last couple of pitches, which wound up being strikes. But that one is low for him, and that's going to allow him to walk to first base.
Shortstop number 12, Ben Ellis.
So Franklin with runners on first and second. And number 12, Ben Ellis up at bat. And I believe
once again, there's plenty of food.
Burke for Greenfield was having a little chat with his catcher there.
But I've been told there's fresh pizza and fresh Chick-fil-A.
Nice bunt there. And it's going to be just barely foul. Greenfield monitoring that bunt very, very carefully. And it goes foul before it hits third base, so. So strike. And here comes the second pitch. That one's going to be outside, so ball 1. Burke keeping an eye on second base. That was close, but it's going to be ball 2. So 2-1 here. Just keeping an eye on second base. That one's going to be outside. So ball 3. The payoff pitch gets a piece of that one. So Ellis is going to hit that one foul. Full count here. Both players working hard for this one. The payoff pitch. That one's going to be inside, so ball 4. So Franklin now with bases loaded. 1 out.
Number 18, the center fielder, Colin Gracie.
Number 18, Colin Gracie up at bat. My roster says Stacy, but whatever. That is not on me. I just got the rosters that were handed to me.
Stacy.
They did wind up correcting his name, so it is Stacy. Sorry, Colin. Second pitch. Tries to go for a bunt, but it's going to be just under his bat. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Stacy. Maybe it's just been a long day for Voice of Franklin Sports, Kevin Papa. Gets a piece of that, but it hits foul. So Stacy trying to stay alive here. Eager to get something done for his team here. A golden opportunity. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that's going to be in there for strike 3. So Greenfield, I guess they're second out of the inning.
16, J.D. Brown.
Number 16, Jacoby Brown up at bat. Those that are in the know refer to him as JD. First pitch is going to be not exactly wild, but the Greenfield catcher lost track of the ball. And as a result of that, that winds up being a first run for the Panthers. Rather quiet way for them to get their first run, but hey, a run's a run. So, and Franklin able to capitalize on a little mistake there by Greenfield. That was hit foul and went towards the Franklin Panthers dugout wall there. I thought it was hit fairly high, but that was very much wrong. Again, Greenfield trying to get themselves out of a jam here. Ooh. And Brown ducking out of the way to make sure he doesn't get hit during that one. Gets a piece of that one. And then it's going to be
75
out for the Panthers, and that's going to retire the side.
Bottom of the second, 2-1.
But Franklin is able to make the score 2-1 in favor of Greenfield. They do leave a couple of base runners stranded, but hey, they did get a run. So cuts the lead down to 2-1 in favor of Greenfield post 81 junior. So Levin Boudreau back up to the pitcher's mound. We thank you viewers at home for tuning into this Franklin Legion post-75 baseball matchup. The Massachusetts Junior Legion State Tournament. That'll be going on until Wednesday evening. Franklin Post-75 is proud to be host of this tournament. And we are witnessing the final game of the day here. And as was stated before, whoever wins this game, Franklin or Greenfield, they would face off against the winner of Fall River versus Beverly.
Second baseman, number 12, Paxton Phelps.
Number 12, Paxton Phelps up at bat now for Greenfield. Greenfield hoping to do more damage. And it's only the bottom of the second inning here. Strike one there from Boudreau. Second pitch. Ooh. Phelps had to spin himself just a bit out of the way to avoid getting hit by that ball. So that's going to be ball one and strike one. Third pitch. That's going to be strike two. The 1-2 pitch. Close, but ball two. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Number 7. All right, number 2.
Bryce Runnick.
Excuse my pronunciation.
Bryce Runnick up at bat now for Greenfield. Yeah, the duck. That one's going to be called strike. Gets out of the way of that one too. That's going to be strike two. That one's going to be wide, so ball two. That one's going to be outside, so ball three. Full count now to Jranig. The full count pitch. And that one's going to be on the ground, so ball four. Jranig able to walk it off to first.
Pitcher, number 8, Bodie Burke.
So Boudreau keeping an eye on first. First pitch. That's in there for strike one. Second pitch, that's going to be hit high and foul. And it lands with a thud behind the visitors' bleachers. Just glad that it wasn't near any of us. We've seen that happen before. The 0-2 pitch from Boudreau. Hits that one high. And Franklin able to get the catch there. So that's going to be 2 outs now for Greenfield.
Number 3, center fielder Cody Yetter.
Number 3, Cody Yetter up at bat now. Boudreau keeping an eye on first. First pitch. That one's going to be a touch high, so ball 1. Second pitch. That one's going to bounce before it gets to the catcher, so ball 2. Third pitch, that one's going to be in there for strike 1. Payoff pitch, that's going to be swing and a miss. That's just going to be strike 2. So 2-2 to Yetter. That's going to be the payoff pitch, and that's going to be strike 3.
And we head to the
So Yetter strikes out looking.
top of the third, 2-1.
And
Post 81.
Greenfield does leave a runner stranded on first, but Franklin able to keep the score to 2-1 as we get ready for the top of the third inning. So it's growing way more comfortable here at Franklin High School. Considering the sun has gone down completely. Nice and cool here on the hill for the Franklin High baseball fields and softball fields, which are directly behind us.
Number 9, third baseman, Ben.
Ben Scullin up at bat. First pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. That first pitch from Matthew Burke. Second pitch, that's going to be in the dirt first before it goes into the catcher's mitt. 1-1 to Scullin. That one's going to be low. Ball 2. That one's going to be hit to third base, and Greenfield is unable to get the out at first. And
Number 5,
just
second baseman,
barely
Ethan.
missed.
Earned it.
So first pitch from here. Burke keeping an eye on first base. First pitch. That one's going to be a little low, ball one. Burke keeping a very close eye on first base as he delivers the next pitch. And Franklin is safe at second. So a stolen base there for post 75. Greenfield loses their view of their ball. He did make the catch, but if slip just falls out of his catcher's net. So 1 and 2 here for post 75. As Burke keeps an eye on second base. Swing and a miss there.
Number 17, Silas Chin.
Silas Chin up at bat now for post 75. Franklin down 1 out. Runner on second. And Burke keeping a very close eye on second base as he delivers the first pitch to Chin. That one's going to be low, ball one. Second pitch is going to be high, so ball two. Third pitch. That one's going to be low, so ball three. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt, so that's going to be ball four. So Greenfield, unfortunately, having a little bit of a difficult time with the ball here.
Number 28, left fielder, Brennan Regan.
Brennan Regan up at bat now. First pitch. He attempts to bunt that one, but that's going to go backward. keeping an eye on second base. And he just barely avoids getting hit right there. But Greenfield can't keep a glove on that one. And that's going to result in Franklin making a move for second well, actually both runners shift to second and third. Attempts to bump that one again, but it's going to go backward. That's going to be another bump. That one's going to go foul again. That's going to be another. That's going to be a strikeout. So Franklin down 2 outs.
Number 21, first baseman, Mike Powers.
Mike Powers up at bat now. Franklin hoping to make something happen with him. Post 75 down 2 outs here. That's going to be in there for strike one. That's in there for strike two. Burke is a very methodical and calculating pitcher in this match. That one's going to be hit to second base, and Greenfield, unfortunately for them, cannot get the easy out at first, which would have handily retired the side for post 75 if they had actually made that catch. But unfortunately for Greenfield, they wind up goofing up on that play.
Catcher number
and
13,
that allows Franklin
Charlie
to get their two base runners in, or at least the 2 base runners they had at the time before Powers got his base hit. He is now sitting at second base, and Franklin has a 3-2 lead. The 2 base runners that Powers had to work with were able to both run into home plate. Again, it's been strangely quiet here at Franklin High School. I mean, while it is summertime, that first pitch is going to be picked up, but it rolls out of the catcher's glove. It was actually a ball. Second pitch. That one's going to be low, ball 2. Here comes the third pitch for Burke. That one's going to be in there for strike one. That one's going to be a foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one's going to be in the dirt. And Franklin with another stolen base. Although for their part, Greenfield does have 2 outs on post 75 here. That one's going to be a foul. Lands on the softball field. For anyone curious. The payoff pitch. And that one's going to be a base hit. Franklin able to score another single to first base, and Franklin also, in addition to that, also gets another run in. So a nice RBI there.
Number 12.
Franklin
Ben
leading the game 4-2.
Ellis.
Ben Ellis up at bat. That one's going to be low. And Franklin with yet another stolen base. Wow. They are making these stolen bases look really easy right now. That one's going to be hit foul. So 1 out, 1 strike, 2 outs for post 75. And Greenfield not really liking where this game is for themselves right now. As Burke has a little chat with his catcher. Burke, as he should be, keeping an eye on Dan Duran right now, who was on second base after stealing second. That one's going to be hit foul. So 2-2 now. That was close, but it's going to be ball 3. Payoff pitch. That one's going to be ball 4. Wow.
Number 18. Count. Stacy.
So after a little bunt there that unfortunately went foul. Franklin with runners on first and second. Number on first base is number 12, Ben Ellis. Follow-up pitch, swing and a miss. Strike two.
Franklin picks up a couple and takes a
That was
4-2
actually the
lead
final out of the
as we head
inning.
to the
So
bottom of the third.
Greenfield finally able to retire the side. But Franklin is able to not only tie the game up, but also take the lead at a score of 4-2 as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning. So as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning here at Franklin High School's baseball field. Score is now 4-2 in favor of Franklin post 75. Greenfield started off this game fairly strong in the first inning, making it a 2-0 game in their first at-bat. But Franklin has managed to fight back since. So post 75 getting ready for the bottom of the third here.
Number 11, Nick Preissel.
Nick Preissel up at bat for Greenfield to start off the bottom of the third. And he just narrowly avoids getting hit. And quite a few like that. I don't think we've had any actual hit batters yet. Another close one. That's going to make it ball two for Preissel. Third pitch. That one's in there for strike one. That one's going to be hit foul. So just as quickly as Preissel had 2 balls, he now has 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch from Boudreau. That was going to be just inside, ball 3. Ooh, that's going to be ball 4. So Greenfield now with a runner on first. And they have number 25. Thaddeus Loud.
Number 25. That. Loud.
So that first pitch to Loud is going to be ball 1. Second pitch. That one's in the dirt, and it bounces off the catcher's shield. So as a result of that play, Prassel is able to move on to second base. So after a little pause there, Boudreau with a follow-up pitch. That one's going to be ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. Too loud. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. See if Boudreau was able to fight back here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the payoff pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. 75 is able to get the out at first. So 1 down for Greenfield.
Number 6, shortstop, George Gutierrez.
George Gutierrez up at bat now, number 6 for Greenfield. First pitch from Boudreau. That one's going to be just outside, so ball 1. Second pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That one's going to be a foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. Franklin keeping an eye on third base. My mistake. Third base is where Nick Prassel is. And he is threatening to make a move on third. Follow-up pitch to Gutierrez. He has to duck out of the way. So ball 2. 2-2 to Gutierrez. The 2-2 pitch. Hits that one foul. And thankfully that lands on top of the away softball dugout before it can hit any people. And the follow-up pitch from Boudreau. It's that one foul as well. That's going to land about 50 feet away from where we are, on top of the Franklin High batting cages. So Gutierrez fighting for this one. That one's going to be called strike 3. Some fans not necessarily thrilled with that call.
Number 21, Colton. Kingsbury.
Colton Kingsbury up at bat. Catcher loses the glove on that one, but doesn't get that far away from him. That ball's going to be hit foul. So it's going to stay 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. It's a piece of that one. That's going to be hit foul. Comes right for us. Jay Harkin, where are you when I need you to pick a ball up? As it's rolling towards us. The 0-2 pitch. That one's going to get away from the catcher. And Greenberg gets their third run of the game. And that's going to make the score 4-3. That one's going to be hit foul. That one's going to be hit deep into center field, but post 75 able to make the catch. That's going to retire the side for Greenfield, but not before they are able to put one more run on the board, and that's going to cut the deficit for post 75 down to 1. 4-3 is our score as we get ready for the top of the 4th.
Pitch counts. As we go into the next inning, Burke is at 83. Boudreau is at 78.
So top of the 4th inning here. And you may have heard the pitch counts by Kevin Papa.
Number 16, J.D. Brown.
Number 16, J.D. Brown up at bat. And his first pitch is going to be hit foul, so. Second pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt. second pitch, that latest pitch is going to be a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 4th pitch. Gets that one on the ground, and Greenfield able to get the out at first. And this out does work in Greenfield's favor.
Number 9, third baseman, Ben E. Scullin.
Ben Scullin up at bat, number 9. First pitch to Scullin. That one's in there for strike 1. Second pitch. That one's going to be straight ball 1. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. That ball's going to be hit foul. Ooh, that's a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Second baseman,
So
number
2
5.
outs now for a post 75.
Earned it.
Ethan Herndon up at bat. That first pitch is going to be strike. Hit foul. Second pitch coming up. That one's going to be a ground ball to first base. And Greenfield able to get that out at first.
Hey, quick inning
And
there.
that is
We
going
go
to
to
retire the side for
the
post
bottom of the
75.
4th. 4-3, 75.
So that was probably the quickest inning of the game for post 75 here.
Levin Boudreau's final pitch count, 78.
So Levin Boudreau is going to be retired for the rest of the game. He was the starting pitcher for post 75, and his final pitch count was 78. So he is going to be relieved.
Now on the mound, number 25, Carter Baylock.
Carter Baylock.
Number 9, Casey Burke.
Casey Burke up at bat for Greenfield. First pitch. That one's going to be a little low, so ball 1. Second pitch from Baylog. That pitch is going to be hit foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Third pitch. That one's going to be a nice line drive to shortstop. So that's going to be an easy out for post 75. And we are going to have number 12.
Number 12, Paxton.
Paxton Phelps up at bat. That one's going to be strike 1. He was a touch hesitant on that one. Second pitch from Baylog. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be hit nice into center field. Franklin able to stop that ball from going too much further. So that's going to be a base hit for Phelps. Up next, we are going to have number 2.
Number 2,
Bryce Zronik.
Zoronic. Hey now.
So with that being a bad catch on post 75's part, Phelps is going to advance on to second base.
Let's go, Bryce. Get him in now.
That one's going to be high. Zronik had to dive out of the way of that one. Follow-up pitch. That one's in there for a strike. So, Baylog keeping a close eye on second base. Ooh, that is going to be called a swing. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for Zronik. Payoff pitch. That one's going to be low. So full count to Zronik. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Number 8, Bodie Burke.
So number 8, Matthew Burke up at bat. That one's going to get away from him. And Greenfield is encouraged to at least move on to third base, but they don't go any further than that. Franklin does have Greenfield down to 2 outs. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be a pop fly ball. Post 75 able to handle that ball deep in right field. So that's going to be the final out of the inning for the Panthers. Greenfield leaves 1 runner stranded. But Franklin is able to keep the score 4-3.
Hey, pitch counts. Burke is at 94. Baylog is at 14. And Levin Boudreau finished up at 78.
So as we get ready for the top of the 5th inning, again, Franklin post 75 leading the game by a score of 4-3. Greenfield is doing what they can to fight back. Greenfield post 81 junior. And we never did discuss at the top of the game that Greenfield is coached by Jesse Phillips. Assistant coaches Peter Bergeron and George Gutierrez. Franklin, for their part, head coaches Barry Regan, with associate coaches being Greg Boudreau and Brad Sidwell. All familiar names on the Franklin roster. So post 75 up at bat.
Number 17, Silas Chen.
Silas Chen up at bat. And that first pitch to Chen, that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and Greenfield unable to get the out at first. I think that ball hit the ground first before they could get the catch. So Chin will be safe at first. Runner on first for post 75 to start the top of the 5th inning. Greenfield keeping an eye on Chin. That one's going to be deep into right field, but Greenfield able to make the catch. And Chin is going to be right back to first base.
Number 21, Mike Powers.
Number 21, Mike Powers up at bat.
Oh! Blue, come on. He was there.
That one's going to be in there for strike 1. For strike 2. Evidently, it's just strike 1. That's going to be a nice ground ball into center field. base hit there for Powers as he moves on to second base. Franklin with runners on first, on second and third. Looks like they're going to get a pinch runner. Oh, nope, he's just taking his, Powers is just taking his
Number
gloves off.
13, the catcher, Charlie Danduran.
Charlie Danduran, number 13, the catcher for the Panthers, is now up. He's got two runners on base, one out. That's going to be a nice bunt. It never goes foul. Greenfield was more or less begging for that one to go foul, but unfortunately for them, it never does. That allows Franklin
The
to
shortstop,
get another
number
run
12,
in.
Ben Ellis.
And Charlie Danduran able to make it into first. He was going to try to bunt that one too, but no go. Although Danduran is able to steal for second. So runners on first and on second and third, my mistake. That one's going to be a foul, but and Greenfield number 25. Thaddeus Loud was right there to pick that ball up. Follow-up pitch, so that's going to be a swing and a miss. 1-2. That's just barely outside of the range. Just barely outside of the strike zone. 2-2. That one's going to be hit high and foul, it looks like. That one's going to be a foul. Swing. That is going to be a bit of a hit. And the accidents just keep piling on for Greenfield here.
Burke is now at pitch 108.
Greenfield just not having a good night tonight. Trying to get the out at first, but they couldn't do it. I think the ball hit. I think the ball hit the batter before he got to the base. So, and it looks like Greenfield is going to be changing out their pitcher. So it looks like Greenfield is going to be bringing in number 23, Joseph Babala. to relieve Greenfield for possibly a couple innings. We'll see what happens with that.
Joe Babala on the mound for Post 81.
So his proper pronunciation of his last name is Joe Babala.
Colin Stacy up for Franklin.
Tom Stacy up at bat for Post 75. Colin Stacy. He was going to try to bunt that one, but that doesn't work out Greenfield's way. Franklin brings in another run. They now only have a runner on third remaining. Unfortunately for Greenfield, whatever small errors that they have had throughout the course of this game, Franklin has just been able to pounce on them. And that has resulted, for the most part, in three runs that Greenfield could have avoided. That Greenfield could have kept off the scoreboard.
Designated hitter number 16, J.D. Brown.
Jacoby Brown up at bat. And Franklin now leading this game by a score of 7-3 at the top of the 5th inning. And he was ready to bump that. That's another ball that's going to get away from them. And another run batted, and another run comes in for Post 75. Unfortunately, all these pitches that Greenfield just cannot stay on top of when it gets to the catcher. It's going to be a good throw, but it is going to be ball 3. And Franklin now leading the game by a score of 8-3. That one's in there for strike 1. That ball is going to be hit just past the shortstop. Despite his best efforts, he cannot get a good enough view on that ball as it fell into his glove and bounced out of it. So hits the rim of his glove and then falls out. So
Third baseman, number 5, number 9, Ben E. Scullin.
And with that bad pitch, Franklin able to steal second. Ben Scullin up at bat. That's going to be a nice ground ball to shortstop. That's going to be a nice throw out. That's going to be a nice throw out for Greenfield. So Greenfield able to connect on that one. It's going to make it 2 outs now for Franklin post 75.
Ethan Herndon, number 5, second baseman.
Ethan Herndon, number 5, is now up. That one's going to be just outside, ball 1. That's going to be a pop fly ball. It's going to go. I couldn't see where that ball went. It went into complete darkness as far as I was concerned.
We're going to the bottom of the fifth.
The outfield was able to bring that ball in, and that's going to retire the side for the Panthers.
75.
But the Panthers are able to add several runs to their lead, and they're going to make the score 9-3 as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. So to start off the bottom of the 3rd inning, we are going to have number 3. Number 3 is Kobe Yetter. That one's going to be in there for strike one. That's going to be ball one. Third pitch. That's in there for strike two.
Cody Yetter up. Number 3.
So 1-2 to Yetter. And here comes the payoff pitch. Very close, but ball two.
George. Ball.
That one's going to be high, so ball
Bubbles
three.
pitch count for last inning, 12.
So full count now to Yetter. That one's going to be ball four. So not a bad way for Greenfield to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. Getting a walk. Number 11 is Nicholas Prassel. He's got a runner on first. First pitch. That's going to get away from him. So Yetter able to run off to second very easily after that one.
Number 11, Nick Preisel.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Nice pitch there from Balog. Swing and a miss, strike two. That's going to be ruled strike three. So Prassel strikes out looking there. One out for Greenfield. For those of you that are still tuning in, we thank you for tuning in, for staying tuned into this Legion baseball game. It has been a long one and it's been a fairly quiet
The catcher, number 25, Thad Loud.
Thaddeus Loud up at bat now for Greenfield. That one's going to be in there for strike two. That one's going to be hit foul. So 0-2 to Loud here. The 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be just low. So 1-2 to Loud. Follow-up pitch from Balog. That's going to be hit foul. So Loud doing everything that he can to stay alive here. The payoff pitch. Ooh, that's going to hit him. So an unfortunate situation for Franklin Post 75 there, but Greenfield's going to get a walk out of that one. And it looks like they're going to have a pinch runner, which will be number 16, Jacob George. And up at bat, we will have number 6. Number 6 being
Jacob George on the run.
George Gutierrez.
Now batting number 6, shortstop, George Gutierrez.
Gutierrez ducks out of the way. That's going to be ball 1.
Are we not worried at all about Sean throwing back? You're not worried about getting hit by Sean?
It looks like Coach Phelps is having a little chat with Balog.
You look so comfortable. I'd be like,
Hoping it is getting to settle down a little bit here.
In Los Angeles, Teoscar Hernandez, his 2-run homer, takes a 2-1 lead for the Dodgers.
There have been a number of very close calls here as far as pitches coming close to hitting pitches, but that was the first one that actually hit a pitcher as far as I can remember in this match. That one's going to be hit high and deep into right field. Franklin able to make the catch.
Nice tag, coach.
A little bit of a breeze going on here. So 2 outs
Third
now
baseman
for
number 21, Colton
Greenfield.
Kingsbury.
Colton Kingsbury up at bat now for Greenfield. That pitch is going to be high.
I know, it's weird. It's like you're cool, but you're...
The payoff pitch. That one's going to be in the first strike. Got ahead of myself with calling it the payoff pitch, as there is only a 1-1 count to Kingsbury right now. And that one's going to be avoided by Kingsbury. That's going to be an easy run in for Greenfield. So Greenfield finally able to get a run on the board, making the score 9-4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Greenfield down 2 outs still. And Kingsbury with a count of 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Jacob, 2, got to score and a hit.
That one's going to be a foul, so Kingsbury just doing everything he can to stay at bat here. It's been a very fierce at bat, 2-2 here. And again, Greenfield down 2 outs. That's a piece of that one. Battle of wits. Balog goes back to second base. That one's going to be hit high and shallow right. Franklin able to handle it.
We are on our way to the 6th. 9-4.
So that's going to retire the side for Greenfield. They are able to get a run of their own on the board, making the score 9-4 as we get ready for the top of the 6th inning.
Baylock, 41
I'm
pitches.
told
Bubble,
there are
12.
2 more innings left to go in this game. So we're now going to have Casey Burke.
Oh, my bad, I'm bugging.
So top of the 6th inning here. Franklin with
Now
a fairly
pitching,
comfortable
number 9.
9-4 lead
Burke.
against Greenfield. First pitch here to number 17.
Now batting for Franklin. Number 17. Silas. Chin.
Silas Chin. And Greenfield not quite able to get the catch on that one. Greenfield's outfield was inches away from making that catch, but it's just barely out of their grasp.
Number 28. Brennan Regan.
Brennan Regan up at bat. And that one's going to hit, that first pitch is going to hit him. So unfortunately for Casey Kirk, not a good way for him to start off
Number
the top
21.
of the 6th inning here.
Mike Powers.
Runners up at bat. That first pitch is going to be a little bit high, so ball 1. Casey Burke not wasting too much time on the pitcher's mound. That one's in there for strike 2. Powers gets a piece of that one. Staying alive with a pitch count of 1 and 2. That's going to be a nice ground ball to second base. Greenfield able to get the easy out at second. But Franklin is able to advance also to
Catcher,
third
number
base. So
13,
runners at first and
Charlie.
third.
Danduran.
Charlie Danduran up at bat now, number 13. And the catcher for the Panthers. Or I should say a catcher for the Panthers. Burke's first pitch, that's going to be in there for strike 1. So I thought that was actually an out for the Panthers at second base. Oh, that was actually a stolen base. My mistake. So Powers did not waste any time going from first to second. So runners on second and third. Only 1 out. That one's going to be high, so Danduran's going to duck for that one. That's going to be a pop fly ball. That just pops straight up. And Greenfield gets the catch. Second out of the inning. It's impressive how they're able to keep track of the ball as it goes that high up in the air.
Shortstop, Ben Ellis.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. That's going to be a nice hit into outfield, but Greenfield able to make the catch. That was a spectacular jump.
Bottom of the 6th, 9-4.
Great jump there by Greenfield's outfield. And that's going to retire the side. Franklin leaves 2 runners stranded on base. And Greenfield is able to keep it a 9-4 lead here for Franklin Post 75 as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. So it has been a fairly slow day here for this first day of tournament play of this Mass Junior Legion State Tournament. But I'm sure that as Wednesday approaches, the excitement here is going to be much bigger. And Franklin TV will be there to cover the final game on Wednesday, regardless of who's going to be playing in that final matchup. So That first pitch from Balog is going to be a ball. Looks like we've got number 5, Connor Bergeron up at
Number
bat.
9, Casey Burke.
Oop, I actually got the team number wrong. It's number 9, Casey Burke. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. And Franklin able to get the out at first. So 1 down for Greenfield.
Number 12,
Paxton
Paxton
Phelps.
Phelps.
That one's going to be a foul, so strike 1. That's going to be a nice ground ball to first base. And Franklin able to get that easy out. That's going to be handled by number 21, Michael Powers. He had Balog as a backup in case he couldn't make it, but Powers is able to make the easy tag at first. So 2 down now for Greenfield. That was in there for strike 1.
Now pitch hitting, number 7, also Broussard.
Asa Bouchard is up at bat now.
Asa Bouchard.
So it's going to be 1 and 2 now to Bouchard. That one's going to. Bouchard had to really duck out of the way to keep from getting hit on that one. Final pitch. That's going to be high. So full count now to Asa Bouchard. That's going to be a pop fly ball. And it looks like it's going to be hit foul. Apparently that went straight up and back. I lost track of it, which isn't really saying too much. And that's going to be ball 4.
Number 8, Bodie Burke.
So, number 8, Bodie Burke. Roster says Matthew, but for whatever that's worth. That one's in there for strike 1. That one's going to be in the dirt, so Bouchard is able to advance to second. one's going to be close, but ball 2. 2-1 now to Burke. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Oh, and Franklin cannot get the easy out at first. And Burke is able to advance to second. And
Number 3, Cody.
Greenfield
Getter.
is able to score another run, so that's going to make it 9-5. Number 3 up at bat, Cody Yetter. That was going to be just inside, but ball 1. Wow. Greenfield able to steal third. A lot of this stuff happening in a flash here. Nice pitch there, but it's going to be ball 3, ball 2. That's going to be hit foul, so that's going to be straight 2. So 2-2 now. That one's going to be a little high, so evidently now it's 2-2. Score table had to clean up some stuff. Franklin hopefully possibly one pitch away from finishing this inning off. That's going to be in there for strike 3. So that will retire the side.
As we head into the 10
But
o'clock hour.
Greenfield able to
9-5.
add another run to their tally. Still four runs short of trying to tie this game up here. And we are going into the top of the 7th inning.
Pitch count, Baylog, 63, Burke, 14.
So we're hearing Kevin Papa give us some statistics for the pitchers for this game. Balog has made roughly 50 pitches since he started, and his predecessor had roughly 78. So it's remained a fairly cool day, fairly cool night, I should say. As we gear up for the possible final inning here. And if this score stands, then Franklin will be moving on to the next round. First pitch from Burke. That's going to be in the ground, ball 1.
Number 18, Colin Stacy.
Colin Stacy up at bat. That's going to be ball 2. That's going to be in for strike 1. So yeah, Casey Burke not wasting too much time in between his pitches. That ball's going to go to third. They throw the ball across the field. They get the out.
Red Sox have tied the Dodgers at 2 on a Rafael home run.
Kevin Papa giving off Red Sox stats
Number
during
16.
their game.
Jacoby D. Brown.
Jacoby Brown now up at bat. First pitch. That one's going to be inside, ball 1. That's going to be high, ball 2. Follow-up pitch, that one's going to be hit foul by Brown. So 2-1, 1 out. That one's going to be hit shallow center field. It's going to land in front of him. So that's going to be a base hit for Brown.
Number 9, Ben E. Scullin.
Ben Scullin up at bat. Franklin goes for the steal, and they were able to make it. And a lost ball. He's trying to steal the third, too, but can't do that. Even if number 16, Jacob George, did lose the ball as a result of after trying to make the catch. But Brown only able to steal 1 base. Franklin with the runner in scoring position. That's going to be in the dirt, ball 2. That's going to be a nice ball hit deep into center field. Greenfield cannot chase that ball down. Franklin will easily be able to get another run. Franklin able to make, and a nice triple there. A very nice triple there for
second baseman number 5, Ethan Herndon.
Ethan Herndon up at bat now. Franklin now leading the game by a score of 10-5. After a big triple there. Second pitch. That one's going to be inside, ball 2. That ball is going to be hit right down the line. Wow. And Franklin able to score an 11th run.
17. Right fielder.
So 11-6 is the score now. So first pitch here from Burke. Franklin was being hit there. That ball's going to be in the dirt. That's going to be wide, so ball 3. So 3-0 count here. Franklin down 1 out. That one's in there for strike 1. That one's in the dirt, ball 4. So Silas Chin able to make quick work of that one. And Franklin with runners on first and second here.
Now batting for Brennan Regan, number 15, Jake Sidwell.
Jake Sidwell coming into the game for the first time tonight. Greenfield having a little conference at the pitcher's mound. They have not had the best of luck tonight. And Franklin has been able to pounce on their mistakes here.
One down now. One down.
Franklin tries, Greenfield tries to get a stolen base at third, but doesn't work out for them. Franklin gets another run. And that also results in Silas Chin going from first to second. So Greenfield just trying everything they can to slow Franklin down, but nothing's working for them. That's going to be strike. And this is Michael Powers. That's going to be ball 1. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Greenfield able to get the out at first.
And we head to the bottom of the 7th. Post 75, 12-5.
So as we come up for the bottom of the 7th inning, as far as I'm aware, the last three outs for Greenfield here. But pretty much ever since the 3rd inning, Franklin post 75 has been able to slow down Greenfield to almost an utter stop. Greenfield has scored 3 runs since the 1st inning.
Burke finishes at 38 that inning.
So Balog will continue on pitching for the bottom of the 7th inning. That's all. That first pitch is going to be a ball.
Go, 11. You'll lead off here.
That's going to be a pop fly ball.
Again, good. Good.
Deep into left field, and Franklin is able to make the catch. So 1 down. Next up is number 16.
Number 16, Jacob George.
Jacob George. Second pitch. That's going to be low 2, ball 2.
Hey, let's go. Drive it gas.
Follow-up pitch, that's going to be outside, ball 3.
Especially when he does the Dave line.
That one's going to be ball 4.
1+1 the middle out. Ready, 1+1.
So Jacob George with a walk to put Greenfield on the bases. Up next, we've got number 6, George Gutierrez.
Number 6, shortstop, George Gutierrez.
First pitch. That's going to get away from Franklin. And George is just going to trot on over to second base. Jesse Phillips out to talk to Ballock for a bit. I'm not sure if that was an actual talk, but something happened really snappily right there. Ballock ready. That's going to be close. Ball 2. Follow-up pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. That was a swing and a miss, strike 2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 down for Greenfield. As far as I know, they are down to their final out.
Colton Kingsbury, number 21,
Colton Kingsbury.
third baseman.
First pitch is a ball. That pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. That pitch is going to be high, ball 2.
Go 2-1. Not 2-1. Let's go.
That one's going to be in there for ball 3. So 3-1 now. to Kingsbury. That one's going to be in the dirt, so ball 4. So Franklin is going to be trading pitch. Is going to be changing out pitchers to deal with this.
Now batting.
To try to
for
deal with this
post
last
81.
at bat for Greenfield. This is
Casey
going to
Burke,
be number
number
9. Ben Scullin up at bat is now on the pitcher's mound.
Baylog finishes with 79 pitches.
So Carter Baylog finished off the game with 79 pitches. His predecessor was 78.
Toting the hill now, number 9, Ben Scullin.
So Ben Scullin to finish up the game for post 75. So Greenfield with runners on first and third. Franklin only needs one more out. That one's going to be hit foul. So 1-1.
Heads up in the concession stand.
Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be high, so ball 2. That one's going to be in the dirt, so Greenfield will be able to score another run. At least this one will allow them to cut the lead in half.
Hey, let's go. Focus. Last out. Collect it.
So 3 balls and 1 strike. That one's going to be low. I was going to say that was a ball 4, so I think he was a little confused as to what the pitch count was. So Greenfield with
Number
runners
12,
on
second
first
base.
and second.
Paxton. Phelps.
Paxton Phelps up at bat. That one's going to be hit deep into right. Franklin able to make the catch.
And we will see you all back
And
here
that
tomorrow
is
in
going
about
to
4
do
hours.
it for this
The next
game.
round of the Junior Legion Championships. Give these guys a great round of applause.
This will do it for our coverage tonight of Massachusetts Junior Legion State Tournament, hosted by Franklin, Massachusetts. Franklin's going to walk away from this game against Greenfield Post 81 Junior with a
Greenfield will be
final
here
score
playing
of
at 1
12-6.
o'clock against Fall River.
So we hope you viewers at home enjoyed this game, and once again we will be here on
Franklin will
Wednesday
be playing here
evening
at
for
7
the
p.m.
final
against
game.
Beverly.
Whoever those 2 games.
Have
whoever
an
those 2
enjoyable
teams wind up
Sunday,
being,
everybody.
Whether it's Franklin or someone else, we will be there. So we hope you enjoyed our coverage of this game. And for Franklin TV, this is cameraman Chris saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, Franklin sports fans. Have a good one.